So now that that's over, I'm going to start a new series. It's going to be with some food challenges and competitions within, personally, I guess, for myself. I'm not really trying to race anybody out there or, beat any records, just trying to improve in that area. It's something I'm passionate about. It's something I've always kind of followed for many years. We're all kind of different. Like I said, we all have our passions. And that one actually kind of does tie into fitness in a way. And I'll kind of get into more of that as I go through the weeks. But yeah, planning on doing two per week. One on Wednesdays at usually around 3 o'clock, 2, 3 o'clock somewhere in there because it's more at the afternoon, which is an area that I'm not so great at. I'm definitely not that hungry around that point, but I need to train my body because if there ever is a competition, then and it's around that time, I need to be able to eat. Um, and I'm also doing Saturdays, usually 6 to 7, and that one is kind of more my powerhouse where I generally am able to eat a little bit more and have a little more capacity, where I'm kind of ready to go. And Saturdays for me, what I generally do is, like I said, I have it just a couple meals, and then I kind of have that big meal at the end of the day, get that full feeling. So I'm, getting that at least once a week, and it helps with recovery, something I've really noticed. So yeah, just kind of leading up into what I'm looking at tonight. It's something I created. It's nothing I found out there, but something that kind of is a kickoff, I'd say. Calling it a gauntlet. It's got some different portions to it. It's going to be a four-part kind of, I'd say challenge, but it's a gauntlet because I'm taking my body or my mind through a couple different parts of this journey, or a couple of different parts of, let's say, the suffering and what comes along with some of these challenges in food. So, first one, I'm going to be doing a McDonald's double quarter pounder meal and trying to get that down in a minute or less. Would be like really fast, probably pro level. But if I'm under 2 minutes, I'll be pretty happy with that. Quarter pounder combo meal. If I'm above 2 minutes, that's in my mind probably not really that fast. So, but it could happen just because I'm so out of practice. So that's stage one, and then stage two is going to be a Hershey's chocolate bar, which is about 1,000 calories. It's a half a pound of chocolate. But something I've noticed in the competitive eating world is that chocolate is one that's difficult to eat fast, just because you have to chew it. It's a high choking hazard. And so where in the first one there was a choking hazard just trying to eat, as fast as you can. The fries is a hard one because they're kind of dry in the bun, things like that. At least you have fluids. In the stage two, I'm going to do where there's no fluids, just the chocolate bar itself. So see how fast I can get that down. I would say under 2 minutes would be pretty good. I really don't have a gauge or a measure of what would be really fast, but I'm going to eat it as fast as I possibly can. And then for stage three, many of you have probably heard about the Packly One Chip Challenge. I actually have a few on hand, and this is, I guess, a perfect opportunity because the third round, we're going to eat the chip and wait the 5 minutes with no fluids, no foods, nothing to cool off. We're just going to sit through the burn. I also do love spicy foods, and so this is one that's not enjoyable. It's a lot of pain, and so I'm going to go through that experience. And then as a kind of fun way to kind of cool down, but also kind of work on speed and a little bit more on capacity, I have an Oreo ice cream cake. And so it's about 2,600 calories or so. I'll post all the numbers up when I make the video, but yeah, trying to get through that one as fast as possible. So at the end of the day, I think it's like 4,500 calories in this little gauntlet challenge. But really, each step is kind of testing some of the areas where things you come across and these food challenges. So it's just kind of more of a kickoff. It's not necessarily a challenge per se, but like I said, I'm calling it a gauntlet. Just going through all the four stages of pain or the difficulties in competitive eating. So we'll see. But I planned out 24 of them for the next 12 weeks, and just going to give it my best. If I'm successful in doing half of them, I'll call that a win in my book. And if I'm successful in more than that, great. But if I'm not as successful, there's nothing wrong with that either. It just means I need to get better and practice, because to get the body to adapt to something, you have to practice. And that's one of those areas that, the professionals, they're constantly training for it. So to be their best. So a lot of info there. I'm gonna shut it quit here at this point, and like I said, see you in the next video. Take it easy.